Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through what I and my toddler have in like a day. Typically, this does not necessarily mean that this is how we eat every single day. Some days I am lazy and we just eat like the simplest things. I don't want to cook, we eat some leftovers or anything like that. But I was in the mood today, so let's get going on how we do this. The first thing is, no matter what time I wake up in the morning, I always want to make sure I have like some hot water in a flask. Sometimes my husband does that in the morning before he leaves, but just in case he forgets, I just make sure I have boiled some hot water. It's in the flask. Just you never know. Sometimes we don't want to even take tea, but I just have it there in case I want to have like some cereal or I want to drink some tea during the day, or my son wants tea. I just have to make sure I have that. So he's still sleeping right now. Let me just get to starting on lunch. I'm just going to peel these potatoes, and by the time he wakes up, I can have breakfast ready for him because I also have to make that. In this pregnancy, I found it a little bit hard to constantly make food, which wasn't the case when I was pregnant with my first child. But this time, especially in the second and third trimester, I am someone who loves cooking, as you can see what's always on my YouTube channel. But this time, I find it so hard to constantly like cook food for just anyone. Hosting has also been very hard. I don't like cooking chicken. I don't like I don't even like fried eggs, which is crazy because I'm someone who loves fried eggs. But constantly, I have to remember that the baby needs nutrients and I have to do my best to eat. We can't always just eat out. We can't always just order in. I have to do my best as a mom to make sure that I provide the necessary nutrients for the baby. But also, having a growing boy at home, I have to make sure that he's having enough vitamins, enough proteins, enough carbs, and everything constantly. We have days where I go out in my way to make sure he has eaten food, he has fruits, he has yogurt and all that, and the entire time I'm just going to take tea and just eat bread, like 3 slices of bread. And that will be okay until like evening when my husband can come around and help me like cook something up. But it has been a very, very weird situation. I can't wait for it to like go and be done. Because during the first pregnancy, I remember I reached a point where I couldn't stand particular foods. I didn't like the taste of chicken. Even when I was at work, I would give out my chicken during lunch, and the people I used to sit with at the table probably loved that more than anyone because I would just give them the chicken. I didn't like it. And yet, the moment I gave birth, I think like just an hour or two later, that's the first thing I asked my husband for. I just told him I wanted butter chicken and naan from Kanakazana, and when he brought it, I was the happiest person ever. With a chocolate shake, because I didn't like chocolate shakes as much during my first pregnancy. Surprisingly, this time around, I love chocolate shakes. I love chicken that is not cooked by me, but I do not really like cooking food. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's just a couple of weeks until my due date, but I really can't wait for it to be over. I can't wait for my taste for food, my passion for cooking to be back full force. For today's breakfast, we're going to have some avocado, we're going to have some eggs, and then chicken bites. They're basically like chicken wieners, but that's what we're going to have. It's just me and the little one, so let's just make that work. Let me first start by preparing the sausages. At least I've already worked on the eggs. I've had like a very big fear of having like a rotten egg. I was baking over the weekend, and one of the eggs was like black, but thankfully I did not put it in the dough because I had already put like all the other ingredients, and I was so worried. But thankfully they're all fine. I don't know about this one, but I'll check it out later. So let me just get started on breakfast. Get out a bit of the chicken bites. I think this will do for just me and the little one. I'm going to pour in some hot water. Not a lot because I kind of like want the water to evaporate, so let me first reduce it. So this will do. I just want to get the plates ready as I start. So we had avocado with dinner, I think last night part one, but we didn't really like finish the avocado. So I just put it in the fridge, covered it with cling film. I'm going to have a little bit of that. I need more of it because one thing I know for sure, my son doesn't really like avocado that much. Like he'll put it in his mouth and spit it out like immediately. So since I need, the nutrients more than him, I don't really mind eating more of it. He's also not so good with like scrambled eggs. He prefers the boiled ones. But we are really trying to break like habits and just get him like used to everything else. This will get him started. If he doesn't eat it, it's okay. I can eat it afterwards, but at least I don't want him to be very picky with food. So as you can see, they are done. This is what they look like when they are done. Let me put them aside and get ready with the eggs. Thankfully, it is just the eggs left. Papa, chi. Hey. Hey, ba. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's too much oil, let me reduce it. As long as that's what I need. Put the eggs in. Eva. Uh-huh. No. Leda. Oh. Hey. Eggs. Eggs. Okay, cooking while carrying a child is not easy. Let me just put him down in the sitting room and I come finish up this. So this is what it looks like. That's what we're having for breakfast. It was raining earlier and I really wanted to make tea, but I think we'll just have mango juice with this. Let me just go and put it down for him so that he can get started. That I finished the mango juice yesterday when I was feeling a little bit nauseous, so we're having midnight maid berry blast for breakfast. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. So this is what is left of his breakfast plate, and he still wants something to drink. I really don't want to give him more juice, so I got out like this milk. I'm going to just give him milk for now. That will get him going for a bit, because let me see, right now it's around like, it's almost 12, so if at least he has the milk, and later I can maybe slice mango for him before lunch. I want him to take a nap before lunch to jalaba, but let's give him this. He loves the milk. Okay, Latte milk so far is his favorite, because every time we try to change a brand, he does not like it. So for flavored milk, he likes Latte milk, and that's what we're having. I don't know if it's just the cartoons, because he watches a lot of Tom and Jerry. Apart from Miss Rachel and occasional Mickey Mouse, the most cartoons he watches are the cartoons I used to watch before. I looked for them on YouTube, created playlists. So he watches a lot of like Dragon Tales, Teletubbies, Mr. Rogers, all those slow-paced cartoons. So let's get this started. So we've just received a package from my mother-in-law and father-in-law. Alhamdulillah. But this is all Matooke. This is all Matooke. Like, I was already thinking of what I'm going to make for supper, and I was thinking, oh, I can make rice and beans or something. But low-key, I wanted like Katogo of my Matooke and beans, and this is just going to do the. So at least like we can have this for a bit and share with other friends. But this is not just it. Let me show you what else we got. And this is the continuation of the package. We have some tomatoes with onions, and then we have ndizi. these small bananas, and most definitely I know they are from the farm, their own farm. So this is just more than I've ever needed at this moment, but we'll really do something about this. My son really loves the small bananas, so at least we're going to be able to eat those, and then I'll be able to make some kabalagala, those local pancakes, for him, and then we'll see. If the bananas are too much like to finish, at least we'll be able to share with a few of our friends to just make sure nothing goes to waste, because we're trying zero waste. Yusuf, look at our cook belly. Yusuf! So yeah, Yusuf has decided to steal an onion. He has brought it back. But anyway, we are very grateful, alhamdulillah. So let me just sort these. Some of them are a little bit mushed in how they were being transported, so those are the ones I'll make bananas with. But this is the beautiful package, alhamdulillah. I love everything. I always find that nap time is the perfect time to get food ready. Why? Because little man isn't going to run around the kitchen picking up stuff. He's not going to distract me. I can have the TV off and just concentrate on cooking. So while he's taking his nap, the potatoes I peeled earlier, I'm just going to work with those and just make sure food is ready by the time he wakes up. It makes life a little bit smoother other than having to cook while having to monitor him, running after him, and doing all that. As I mentioned earlier, I haven't really loved cooking as much, especially in this last trimester, but I'm trying to do my best to just make sure everything is provided. So it's a very simple Irish potato dish. As long as you have some little, I first put in some little ghee inside. So onions, tomatoes, a little bit of tomato paste, and a few spices, and then you have it all going. So just something simple enough that I can be able to stomach. So while the Irish just cooks up a bit, I'll add the other ingredients later. Let's first deal with these tomatoes. First of all, they are a bit ripe, and we already have some in the fridge that are not too ripe, but I'm afraid if I leave these out, they are going to get like spoiled. So the easiest way is to put them in the fridge, but I can't put them like this. I'm going to cut them up and put them in here. It's a very simple process. Literally all I do is just that, and then I cut into these. So the ones I'm first putting in are the ones that are a little bit like firmer, because I know they'll be there for like a bit. One of the best things I love about having parents that are so close to us is that you never know. When you least expect it, you just get surprises. So, and these were honestly a very needed surprise, because if you live in Uganda right now, you know the situation. Things are expensive. So If your parents are willing to give you like a hand, alhamdulillah, I do not take that for granted. One of the reasons why I'll always be so hesitant to ever move out of this country, because how else will our parents send us like nice stuff? No. So let me just finish this up very fast and then get back to the Irish. So as you can see, this is fully packed in there. I'm left with about like 5 tomatoes. This one I'm going to get something else to like do with them, but at least I know I'm going to be able to just put this in the fridge and they'll be good for like a bit. So let me just finish up what I'm cooking and I can get some rest. Little boy has gone down for his nap. I literally just put him in bed. Alhamdulillah, I'm actually very thankful that I don't have to put him to sleep necessarily. I just put him to bed and then he sleeps. Like with time he puts himself to sleep. I'm grateful for that, because otherwise it would have been very very tiresome. So at least he can go down for I think about like 2 hours or 2.5 hours. That's going to give me enough time to finish cooking lunch and just figure out anything else I have to do before I get some rest. Yeah. So the tomatoes are now soaked. Just going to put in some tomato paste. That little bit of water, so that just little water for now. So the tomato paste can incorporate very, very fast. Yeah. So I'm only going to put one spice, and that is this. Please, this is a very good curry powder. If you've ever tried it, you know how good it is. I'm just going to put this because whenever food has like black pepper, especially if it's lunch, I don't know why, but I can take it for supper, but at lunch I just feel it's not it. But at least this is going to get us going for a bit. Let me also add the green pepper in the same breath, because I'm starting to get a little bit tired. So this lunch, this is going to take little man and I for 2 days. That's today and tomorrow. I'm going to make some different food for dinner, but at least we are going to be able to eat this for lunch, and then the remaining food we can just warm it for tomorrow lunch. So that's the easiest way I've learned how to conserve energy in this last trimester, because otherwise if I'm cooking every single meal from scratch, not ideal. But just want to show you what it looks like now. That's what it's looking like. I'm just going to add water, cover it up, and then let it sit and boil until it's ready. Water is added. Now it's time to let this sit until it's actually ready. Now what I want to just do, I just want to wash these, because these are the only dirty things I have in the house. Just want to wash this and then just rest. I think I'll show you guys after the food is ready, because I'm tired. So before I actually get too comfortable, this is what we're having for supper. That's the matooke we got from my mother-in-law. So these are boiled beans. I boiled this some time back. I separated them into like 3 different batches we've been eating, and this is the last pack. So they're already boiled, so at least I don't have to work too hard on this. I'm just going to peel the matooke. It's the only thing left. peel the Matooke, add these, and even like the veggies, like the tomatoes, onions, and eggplants that I usually put in the beans. I made a batch of that like 4 days back, so it's ready. This was frozen, it was in the freezer, but now it's done like thawing, so it's soft enough at least to cook with. Now I can rest in peace. Yeah, okay, rest peacefully. Why am I killing myself off? So the food is ready, and this is what we're going to be having for lunch. We're going to use the same plate because I'm not about to get another plate and then have to wash it afterwards. I really just want to have to wash only this one. So that's what we're having. Little man is just waking up from his nap. I'm going to give him like around like 15 more minutes so that the food can cool down. I don't like blowing on food. Like all those things. Nah, I'll just give it to him when it's a bit cooler. I'll be eating in the meantime while he just kind of wakes up properly. I don't like the version of him that has just woken up and is still squinting. I prefer it that he's now like more used to the natural light and everything after waking up. So let me just start with my lunch. I have a movie on, and yeah, I can get things done and just have a nice lunch with my little boy. So little boy is having his second snack of the day, which is basically an apple. I always just peel it for him. I used to try slicing it for him and he never wanted it like that. So he's having an apple while he watches some Mickey Mouse.
Oh my! How do we know which path to take?
For supper, and as you can see, I've put the Matooke in, the beans, and then I put these veggies. It's what I prepped already. That's eggplants, onions, tomatoes, basically that. So that's what I'm just going to cook down. I'm going to let that reduce, cook up a bit, then we can have supper. Remember, I told you in this house we are only 3 people. That's me, my husband, and my son. So we really don't need to be eating a lot. Let me hurry up and get back because the boy is crying. Apparently, he needs me, I think. But let me let this cook. It won't take too long. I think within like 25, 30 minutes or 45 minutes, it will be done. And then we can have dinner ready. I had plans to make some juice for dinner. Never. So we shall just drink what we can find. Water. Or, actually, we have some savannah. Black currant. Remember that juice we used to take to school? Actually, let me show you guys. That's what I was thinking about, guys. That juice we used to take to school. First we bring it home. Whenever we don't feel like making any kind of juice, this is the easiest thing to do. So I think this was one of my favorite flavors for school. This, because I loved like dark juices. So this, and also pina colada, savannah specifically. So we're going to have the food. Let's let the other food boil, and yeah, those are the. So that's what we are having for dinner. I'll just show you, if I remember, I will show you what it's going to look like when everything is done. If I don't remember, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the subscribers and everything. I really do appreciate. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for the support, for the love, everything. All right, guys. Kale, njabalaga what the food turns out to be for now. But dear, bye-bye.